complete. And similar with instruction manual, only the group leader or the representative will have to submit the assignment later. And if you if the submission date is on week 14, 1st of July. Okay, so if one of your group representative or group leader already submitted, you no longer have to submit anything. You can let that particular task for week 14 only, okay, appear missing on your Google Classroom. Once one of your group member already submitted the document, then all of the group members will be marked as present for the week, which is week 14. But for this week as well as next week, week 13, you still have to complete the weekly task on Google Classroom, and that will be part of your attendance. All right, is it clear on that part?
Yes, madam.
Okay. All right. So for the last assignment, which is a report, okay, the weightage for this assignment is 30%. So you need to discuss the object chosen, which is the existing features, additional features, and advantages of the product. So basically, you already have all the information, correct? Because you presented this during your proposal presentation, and some of the information you already discussed with me, consulted with me, be it during the proposal presentation or through WhatsApp. Okay, so whatever comments or suggestions that I asked you to jot down on that day, you can use it for this particular assignment. However, you still need to refine the information, refine the sentence structure for it to be included in this report. Okay. Some of you, when you guys were working for your instruction manual, some of you did texted me and asked me to go through the manual or the information that you plan to include in your assignment. Okay, so you can do that also while working on your report. If you do consult with me, then I will try my best to check and give the feedback so that you can do this assignment according to the rubric requirement. Okay, so your writing should adhere to this requirement. So you need to have report title page, include the title report, blah blah blah. So these are all the technical requirement lah. All right, but the template for you to do your report is also provided, which we will go through the template after this, and I will explain what kind of information that you should include into that particular template. Okay. All right. As for the marks distribution, okay, these are similar to the instruction manual. However, the breakdown or the description for the content rubric would be slightly different than your instruction manual. So how is it different? In your report, you need to include the purpose of your report, the extensive description of the item, the brand model, and etc. And intended audience. Who do you what is your target market? So these are all the things that you have discussed, that you have presented during your proposal presentation, correct? So you can include this particular information in this report. However, as I said, you need to refine the information. You need to be presented in a proper sentence, in basically in short sentence. Compared to instruction manual, you write the manual in point form, correct? So but for report, you have to deliver, or you have to write your report in a short paragraph. Okay. For the main points, you need to illustrate clear and detailed features and function. So the detailed features that you need to include, if you need to include the additional features that you have made into the object. Okay, the main additional features. So you have to highlight it and how does that particular features function. You can describe the process of it, and you can also describe the background of the function. What does it do in order to address the issue or the problem that you want to address with your product. Okay, and discuss the existing additional features, existing and additional feature of the object. Ni you can make a side-by-side comparison between before the object is being updated or made changes, and after you have made the changes. Okay, it can be like a side-by-side comparison, so it is clear and detailed. And discuss the advantages of the product. As I said, some of you, when you show me the draft for your manual last time, right? You written it in the form of paragraph. So those people who already showed me their draft last time, I already gave them feedback, said that for instruction manual, what exactly that you have to do. So I ask you to change it into a point form, right? So now you can use the earlier draft that you made for the instruction manual and put it into this report. However, you still need to refine the sentence structure, because from your draft and also from the assignment that you have submitted, some of you, your sentence structure were written in the form as if like you were talking. Okay, when you are writing a formal document, it should not be as if like you were talking to someone. It needs to be in formal writing, and possibly for report writing, it needs to be in the form of passive sentence. The examples will be provided later. I will share you the link of the notes, or how does a passive sentence should look like. Okay, and then lastly, summarize the content of the instruction manual of the report and provide recommendation for future improvement. So this is a typo, so later you know lah, summarize the content of your report. Okay, so far in terms of the content, do you have any question that you don't understand, that you are not clear of? Yes question, no question?
No question, madam.
Okay. So right now I am going to show you the template. Can you see the screen?
Yes,
Nampak,
madam.
madam.
Okay, so it says in the instruction earlier, you need to have cover page, kan? So actually the cover page, for this template, everything is ready. You just need to include the information sahaja. Okay, for example, your logo, here it says that you need to include your logo. So, but if you don't have the logo for your group or the logo for your some sort of like company or anything, what you can include here is be the illustration of your object or your product. Okay, and then project name would be the product's name or the object name, and then your group member's name. So you need to include, and the dates of you write the report, and or perhaps this can also be the date of the submission. And then the version, if let's say this is an upgrade version from the previous product or anything that you have, because I saw in your instruction manual you kind of like have this version berapa-berapa kan, so you can include it here. Alright, and then you need to have table of content. So the table of content is already the template for it is already given, so you need to just update this particular subsection depending on the subsection if you made any changes to it, especially for the product features. Okay, so the product features would be based on the features that you have added for your object. Okay, some of you only have 2 features, some of you have 3, because the minimum added features that you need to include would be 2, right? So you can adjust on this part. Alright, but maximum features that you need to include would be 3 only, minimum 2. Okay, so this one basically you just need to update the pages according to where does it located in the report. Okay, so for the introduction, what do you have to include in your introduction? So these are already provided. You just need to write the short paragraph. It can be in 1 or 2 paragraphs to be included in this each of these subsection. So for example, the purpose or the problem statement, this one, what would be the purpose of your product? What would be the problem that you guys trying to address with the object that you have improvised? Okay, so if let's say you are not clear what exactly that you need to write, so these are the guide. Okay, the description of what you need to include here. Describe the issue or problem that leads to the invention of the product and describe desired outcome. Apa yang what is exactly that you want to achieve with your product. For example, if your product is face mask, for example, right? So what is the purpose of that face mask? So what exactly that you trying to achieve with that with the improvement of that face mask? So you need to highlight that in that particular subsection. Okay. Okay, next, what is the next part? Project scope, describe overview, relevant benefit, objective and goals. Okay. The goals of your the objective of your product, the benefit of your product, and the goal. So this one, for each of these, you just write like one short paragraph. Some of you already have this written or mentioned during your proposal presentation, so you can write your project scope based on that. But again, as I said, you have to refine it, murnikan the information more so that it can fit into the report. Intended audience, describe each type of the reader, including developers, users, testers, writers, marketing. For this one, I want you to focus on the intended user. Who is the product target market? So you include that. This one we also have discussed. Those who did not include that, for your proposal presentation last time, I did ask you. So if you already jot that down, so I guess you already have the answer. You already have the point, what exactly that you want to include in that particular part. Okay. User overview, describe the user characteristic in that based on the one that you have mentioned. Kenapa you nak fokus pada that particular group of people, that particular demographic of user. Okay, item description, describe the product extensively in terms of the brand, model and version. So this one, the things that you have already included in your instruction manual, so you can leave that from your instruction manual, include that here, but with some extensions of explanation. Okay. Alright, so these are the description of your product. So you can refer to this product perspective, provide context, origin of product along with the expected functionality. So the main function of your product. So you can mention that earlier, what is the purpose of your product to help, perhaps it is designed to help people to become more aware of following the SOP, or to highlight to each of the business owner to follow the SOP set by the government and whatnot. Okay, and then the technical description, describe the product in terms of its function, organization. Again, these are basically, most of these informations you already have because you have done your instruction manual, right? But you need to put more description, okay, more explanation on this particular matter, okay, meaning that for example, why you want to include, and you can include the visual or diagram of the product with the label. So with each part with this description, okay. And then operating environment, the how to, the step by step, and advantages after the development. So this would be the before after part, okay. Constraint, limitation. So this one you already include in your instruction manual, so you can just leave that from the and paste it here from the instruction manual. Okay, so this is where you further discuss about the additional features. Okay, you can include the illustration feature 1 and the description of it. And this one also the things that we have discussed in the instruction manual. So safety, additional needs, again you can take from your instruction manual, but with details or the description, why is it safety requirements needed for your product. Okay, and recommendation, describe any recommendation needed for future improvement. Perhaps you want to add more feature, but you cannot do it for this product yet because of certain constraint or certain reason. So you highlight what you want to recommend for future improvement. Okay, and then as for the appendices, this one is the glossary of terms. If there is any terms or jargon that you use that is not familiar by the user. Okay, but if you don't have any, you can just omit, or you can just exclude this part from your report. Alright, and then that's all. This one, this then you will have to remove it from the content, table of content. Okay, so far is it clear on what exactly that you have to include in your report?
Yes, clear, madam.
Yes, madam.
Clear?
Yes,
Any
clear.
question? Clear?
No question.
Aina, no question. Ikmal? Nur Ikmal? Yatul?
No, madam.
clear.
No, I want to ask you a question.
What is it, madam?
Huh? Since
What
you
What
say
is the question?
you are clear on the report, right?
Yes.
So what are the main things that you need to include in your report?
What is the main thing that we need to include?
Mm.
Um, Basically, we have information, so we need to like add on, like do the
Add on what?
just like the features, the three features, and then we describe it specifically, and then we need to do the introduction, the conclusion
Okay.
in
Okay. Thank you so much.
specifically. Okay, thank you, madam.
Hairul Azri,
Yes, madam.
what should you include in terms of problem statement? What should you discuss in the problem statement? Hairul,
Can you repeat the question, madam?
what you should include in the problem statement. So basically, I'm asking how would you write your problem statement for the report later?
Madam.
So you understand? Hairul,
Wait, we need to add current situation.
come again?
We need to add current situation.
We need to? What situation?
Explain why this matter. We need add the current situation.
Meaning that what is the problem that or the situation that your product trying to solve?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Zahirin.
Madam.
Oh, Zahirin. Zahirin. Ahmad Zahirin Adli. No. Yakesh. Is Yakesh here?
Yes, madam.
So Yakesh, so what do you include? What else do you need to include in your report?
What else, madam? What else means the product features?
Product features. This one has been mentioned by siapa tadi? Iqmal. Do you need to include the illustration?
Illustration? Nope.
Why no?
No, wait. Constraints and
if let's say you need to it's about to rain here. Do you hear the guru?
Hello.
Hello,
Yes, madam.
Let's say if I said, okay, you need to include the product illustration in your report. So which part of the content that you need to include it?
I would add it at the description part where the implementation and design constraints.
Okay, description part. Which
the constraints.
Which subsection?
Implementation and design.
Okay. implementation and design. So perhaps the implementation and those when you put illustration, implementation and design, so implementation and design is two different things. That one you have to know.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
in terms of constraints means what? In bahasa, what do you understand by constraint?
In bahasa,
Or in English lah, synonym for constraint. Challenges. Is it?
yes, wait.
Challenges or
Limitation.
yes, limitation. Okay, so you have to highlight if there is a limitation in terms of the design. So you can include which part of the design are the limitation. Maybe
Highlight
so
the part of the design and say the limitation. Is that what the main? Okay.
Okay, and then later for the recommendation, you can use that particular point for the constraint
And improve how to improve the constraint.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What else? I want to ask someone else. Fadlan, where's Fadlan? Is Fadlan here? Fadlan is not here. Atika. Oh, Atika.
Yes, madam.
Okay, Atika. Fadlan lah. Later I come back to you, Fadlan. Implementation. So, what kind of like constraint that you should include for the implementation? Do you discuss this last time for your instruction manual? Atika, yes or no?
Yes, madam.
Yes. Okay. So, let's say for the let's say if some of you don't know what to write in recommendation kan. So whatever things that you mentioned dekat constraint tu, you just describe in like one or two short paragraph the constraint, the limitation in terms of the first design and then the implementation. As for the recommendation, you use the limitation and how are you going to solve that particular limitation as part of your recommendation. So those who are not clear on what kind of recommendation that you need to write, so you can use that particular point from that part and then write that solution for that constraint. Okay? And again, do you still need to include the illustration for the report? Yes. But basically for this one, you can just take the illustration from the instruction manual and then include that in your report and write the what is it? The features. Okay, there's some short description of it. All right. So is there any other question? Yes, question, no question? Come again, functional? Functional requirement. Functional requirement means how are you going to, what are the things that you need to make it functional, berfungsi. Okay, for example, some of you would be have like certain steps to make sure that particular features work. Kan some of you did macam like smart face shield for example, and for that and you said that that face shield allows you to because it is so smart kan, dia ada thermal camera. So what are the steps or what are the requirement needed to make sure that that particular thermal camera work at its best. For example, you kena masukkan in order to for that thermal camera to be functional, you kena tekan a few button ke, ada extra button for that face shield, or you and it works best with certain battery or anything. You kena make sure dia charge according to the number of hours ke. Okay, so that is functional requirements lah needed. Understand or not? For example kan, if you were to have like for example you punya smartphone, you ada Bluetooth features. In order to make that Bluetooth features function, you kena aktifkan certain other features or ada setting dekat dalam you punya phone tu kan. So that is functional requirements. What are the steps or what are the things that needed to be done in order to make sure that that function is working. Okay? Hafiz kan yang tanya tu? Is it clear, Hafiz? Alright. Any other question? Any other question? Okay, I guess there are no more questions. What you can do now is for you to sit in your group and start discussing the parts that you want your group members to work on, and start delegating the tasks for the report. Okay, and make sure you submit it on week 14, as this will be part of your attendance on that week. Okay, so no individual tasks for week 14, but you need to submit the group assignment. As for this week and next week, you still need to complete the weekly task that is provided in your Google Classroom. Okay? Are you guys clear? Shamila? Shamila,
Yes,
are you there?
Yes, madam.
Clear?
Yes.
What is it that you're clear? What do you have to do this week?
Report writing.
When do you submit?
On Wednesday.
Which Wednesday? Report writing, submit today ke? When do you submit the assignment, Shamila?
1 July.
1st of July.
Yeah.
When is that? Week? Week berapa tu? Oh, Shamila.
14.
14. Kami rumah mau nak masuk, nak habis dah. Huda. Oh, Huda.
Yes, madam.
Huda, this week what do you have to do? Individual task.
Huh?
For individual task.
What, madam? I can hear.
This week, what do you have to do?
Oh, task 1.
How many tasks that you have to complete this week?
1 only, right?
Sure. 1. Where? Where do you have to submit?
In the Google Classroom.
Google Classroom.
For
Before?
for 17, but the due is 16.
16. Okay. besides that, you also need to discuss the assignment with your group members. Alright. Okay, I guess that's all for today's class. Since this will be our last face-to-face meeting, online meet session, not really face-to-face lah because I couldn't see your face. You only see my face, right? So I would like to wish you guys all the best and good luck for your final exam, which will be in exactly 1 week. 1 month time. And don't forget to complete the weekly tasks as well as submit the assignment when it is due. Alright? Is it okay? Yes? No?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Okay, madam.
So with that being said, it has been a pleasure to be able to teach you guys, although we couldn't meet as often and I couldn't see you physically. I hope you had learned something during this class, during this course with me. And I would like to apologize if there is anything that I said that hurts your feelings, that makes you feel angry at me. I truly apologize, and I hope you guys are all in great health and be successful in your future undertaking. Okay. So if we had the chance to meet each other outside of this virtual classroom, do say hi to each other. Okay. I already forgive all of you. Dia marah masa tu je. Okay. Also, I hope you are not mad at me whenever I get angry at you. But trust me, I only get angry at that time. And then after a few moments, I forgot already. Also, whenever me lah, if someone is still care to be mad at you or care to actually be angry at you, it means that you still matter to that person. Dia kisahkan lagi lah you. Kalau dia tak kisah to me lah, kalau I don't really care about that particular person, macam tak lagi nak jadi apa pun, I don't even want to talk to you. They are kind of people that when I don't like certain people, you don't even breathe in front of me, macam tu lah. But kalau if I still be able to be mad at you, meaning that I still sayang you guys, and you guys are still matter to me. Alright, so I really hope you will be able to cope with this semester, be successful and be able to get flying colours for your result in the future. Alright, so we will end the session with tasbih, kifara and wal'as. And for the non-Muslim, thank you so much. Have a good day and goodbye.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Madam.
Bye everyone.
Okay, thank you,
Bye.
madam.
Thank you, madam.
If you
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
can switch on
Thank you,
your
madam.
camera,
Thank you.
take screenshot. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, siapa nak switch on your camera, you switch on. Let me screenshot your faces. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smart. Alright, take care everyone. Bye bye.
Bye, madam. Thank you.
Bye, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Madam.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome. Bye.